From PickDogs.com here with the Puck Dogs. It's the day after the NHL trade deadline. We got a lot of games on tap for the NHL. Not a lot of time to talk about it. I'm on my way to Kapalua to play the Plantation course today for some golf action. I'm celebrating my reuniting with Sports Chat Place. It took me a week to get a tee time, so that's knowing people. So that just tells you how popular the Plantation course is these days. But it is a beauty. If you've ever watched a thing called the PGA Tour, that's where they have the Tournament of Champions, where all the champions from the previous year go battle it out right here in where I live in Maui at the Plantation course, and that's where I'm going. I'm excited to play. They've redone the Plantation course, and it was really tough before, and now it is really tough. Plays to a 147 slope rating. So, and I think that's from the regular teams. So it's like, man, this is going to be a beast. Yeah, no one tears it up at Plantation. That's for sure. But excited to head out there. Of course, excited for our show. Chris, how's it going?
Awesome. How are you?
Good. Rod, does anyone get more excited about the trade deadline than Rod?
Oh, yeah, I was all excited.
I'm number 2 on that list.
Chris was number 2. It's kind of like there's these, 32 trades, right, in the NHL yesterday. And it's kind of like soccer, the transfer portal, where the players transfer from one team. It's like it's for soccer guys, that's like more exciting for them than the actual season. But hockey, I mean, my friend Fitzy, that one of my oldest friends, I know him from. He was my first college roommate. So he's not one of my oldest friends, but he's in that, he's in that thing, and he's a big Bruins fan. He's for his whole life, he's a huge hockey fan, and his philosophy on hockey trades is this: whoever gets Yager won the trade, and it's really that simple. Like, whoever gets Yager, they got the better of it. And it's like, generally, I think he's right. It's the team that gets the better player, regardless of how many players are involved, regardless of any of those things. Whoever gets the one guy, they won that trade. Any big winner yesterday, Chris?
I'd probably say Edmonton. They got Andreas Athanasiou from Detroit, and he's going to be a top-tier scoring threat for the Oilers now. You put him alongside McDavid and Draisaitl, that's a three-headed monster I don't think anybody's going to want to see. We were talking about, just before we went on, about a futures bet. Edmonton going off at, 30-1. That's not a bad option. Now they have a third scoring option on the top line.
Rod, who do you think the big winner was yesterday?
The Oilers. I already put that bet in, 30-1 on the Oilers to win the Cup. They added Green from Detroit. Green will just add even more to their already top power play in the league. Put him on the point back there, he'll get some in the puck and they'll score. But now Oilers legitimately, they have 2 scoring lines. So you'll have Draisaitl, Yamamoto, and the Nuge on one line, and then you'll have McDavid, the new guy, on another line. So you'll have 2 solid scoring lines. That's what they needed. They needed a left-hand shot to pass McDavid the puck, and that's what they got from Detroit. So, and then you add Tyler Edison in there too.
Sometimes in these trades, we see moves where guys might be a problem behind the scene, or there might be a bigger story out there. Any trades like that yesterday? Because sometimes these big names, and there was a guy in Chicago when I lived there named Sharp, who was a super popular player, and it just came a time where he had to go. It was a situation, and he had to go. Any guys like that involved, because when you see a lot of trades like this, I mean, big numbers of guys being flying around, or was it just panic at the deadline, or just not wanting to pay these guys?
Well, I mean, I think for Athanasiou, he just wanted to get off the worst team in hockey and try to get to a playoff contender. But the only guy that I thought that was a problem guy that might have been moved was Dustin Byfuglien from Winnipeg, because he's been sitting out the whole year. He hasn't wanted to play for the Jets, and they didn't move him. So he's just suspended indefinitely now. And I don't think there was any sort of I want out, trade me scenario. I just think that there were guys that just needed maybe a change of scenery or want to compete for the cup. I mean, who doesn't, right?
How about the Islanders trading away their first, second, and third round picks for one player? This is like the Ricky Williams trade for the Saints a few years ago. Traded a conditional first round, second round, and a third round in 2022 to Ottawa.
For Pajot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's another one of those guys. He's not maybe on the same level as Athanasiou, but he's also a scoring threat as well. He adds a lot of scoring depth for the Islanders. He adds a little bit of grit too. He was playing on the second and third line for the Senators before moving up. So I think he's a solid acquisition for the Islanders.
So, but is he worth a first, a second, and a third?
If it's conditional, there's going to be a ton of stipulations on that pick. There's probably I think it's like top 20 protected or something like that. So,
how about like this trade between Boston and Anaheim, where it just basically looks like a forward for to someone like me. It's just kind of a straight up trade. It's like I'd rather have this guy. It's like I don't know.
Yeah, he's a better fit in Boston. That's a way better fit for Boston. Boston made out on that deal. My one disappointment in the trade deadline was I figured the Sharks would move Joe Thornton, give him a chance to maybe get a run somewhere, but nah, he'll retire in San Jose after this year. No playoffs for him.
All right, well, we got some action tonight. We've got the Bruins on the ice against the Flames, Canadians against the Canucks, and then we have the Maple Leafs against the Lightning, who, I mean, I'm so not interested in the Lightning. And we got the Islanders, Rangers. Love the Rangers in that one. They've just been beating up on the Islanders all season. And I mean, I don't even watch hockey, and I know that. Chris, what are you thinking? Anything in those? Any meat on the bone here in the NHL? I think we should just go with what are you betting, because there's so many games on the card here. And we got some big lines. Yeah. We have some pick'em games like Carolina, Dallas, St. Louis, Chicago. I know Rod really hating Chicago right now after yesterday's trade. And, Edmonton, who you guys love, minus 145 at the Pond.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to go. There's three of those games I'm going to play. I like Boston on the puck line against Calgary. Boston is going to probably want to get that taste out of their mouth from that 9-3 shellacking against Vancouver the last time they were playing. And Boston just beat Calgary in their own building not too long ago. We know how well Boston's been playing on home ice, so I'll take Boston on the puck line. See it being somewhere in the area of 5-2. I'm going to take Vancouver plus 105 against Montreal. I've said Montreal needs wins to keep in the playoff race, but they've just shot themselves in the foot time after time after time. Vancouver is playing really well right now. Like I said, they just kicked the crap out of Boston last time out, so I'll take Vancouver plus 105. And I'm on the Rangers as well. I mean, the Rangers just lost their top goalie and one of their top forwards a couple weeks of a car accident, but the backup's still capable, Georgiev, and I think the Islanders are going to, even though the Islanders have had sustained success against the Rangers for the last couple of years, the Rangers have already won against them twice this season, so I'll take the Rangers plus 112.
Jonathan Ortega wants to know if you guys look at the goalies when you pick games. I don't know. You guys have been doing this show for how many months, and I think I could even name half the goalies in the NHL off the top of my head, and I haven't even watched the game yet this season. I actually did the other day. There was a game on regular on NBC, and golf was on after the game. So I flipped over, and there was hockey on. It was the Capitals and the Penguins, and I watched probably, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds of it, and it was definitely a game, but yeah.
This is where it starts.
I like watching hockey. I like to start in about the second round of the playoffs, maybe 2-3 games into the series.
Okay.
I think that's the best, because to me, from someone who doesn't watch hockey, didn't grow up with hockey, any of those things, that is the best that hockey has to offer. And I think that it's better than the NFL postseason. I think that the hockey playoffs are better, especially if you can pick it up midstream like I do, you know, it's better than the NFL playoffs. It's way better. The games are more exciting. They're way more competitive. The dog wins a lot more often, and there's really they let them play, and there's so much to it that there's no way a bad call is going to affect the entire thing. There's no way. That it's like they've taken that out of the equation. They just take the whistle and they just put it in their pocket or they just throw it away. It's like they just let them play.
Yep.
And it's like
just let them play.
Yeah, and there's non-calls there, but I think both teams are happier with the non-call. Both teams can live with the non-call way more than they can live with the ticky-tack call, And it's like it just seems that the NHL, while the regular season might be a little long for some of us, and while now the playoffs are into the summer, at least the playoff games are super exciting. I mean, really exciting. It's like they're hanging on. It's like all you got to do is get to the playoffs. And I was talking, like I said, I played with a guy from who works for CCM the other day. I played golf with him, and I explained to him, I don't really watch hockey or whatever, but it's like to me, it just seems that you just need to punch your ticket into the playoffs, and the number 8 seed could win the whole thing. It's just if they get hot at the right time and the players start to believe, because hockey's another one of those sports where there's very few Subans out there. It's like most of the guys in the actual NHL, because they have those minor league systems where they kind of push the guys that aren't as good. And there's some guys in the minors that are as good as the guys in the NHL. But it's they like what round was Gretzky drafted in? Like, wasn't he like a late draft pick or something? Like,
yeah, I don't think he was a.
I know that he was drafted in I'm gonna say that he was like the 500th player drafted, and he scored 178 points his first year. So it's something ridiculous. It was. I'll look that up in the meantime. But Rod, why don't you give us some picks here?
Okay, for me in the Boston game, I'm going to take Boston to win it in regulation. I thought about the puck line, and I know Boston's going to be mad, but Calgary's been playing some half decent hockey. So I'll take Boston in regulation. I like Canucks over Montreal. Call me crazy, but I'm gonna take a shot with the Leafs today after their total embarrassment by losing to a Zamboni driver. And the road team in this series between Tampa is 4-0 the last 4 games. So give me the Leafs at a giant plus money. And yeah, I like the Rangers today over the Islanders. I'm beating them all year. Why not? Rangers have been playing some good hockey. And I like Georgiev in net. What else do I like? Give me the Oilers on the puck line today over the Ducks. I really like that. Oilers are going to be come out. They're pumped, excited. Big trade. Give me the Blues. Blues. Chicago's in trouble. What, are you going to put Subban in net? So I like Blues on the puck line. What else do I like here? Give me Carolina at home. When they play tough at home, I think they squeak out a win over Dallas. Give me Carolina on the money line. And Washington starting to roll. Give me Washington on the puck line over the Jets. And Panthers money line over the Coyotes. I think the Coyotes are destined to not. They're just going the wrong way. Can't score goals. And Panthers can score goals.
Yeah, I'm looking through this Gretzky stuff, and it's pretty tough to decipher. But basically, because he started so young, is really why he was drafted in that way. And actually, when he actually was drafted in the 16-year-old league, he was the 3rd player taken in that draft. So a couple of GMs would probably like to have that one back.
Yep.
Tom McCarthy and Steve Peters are the answer to that trivia question. Who was drafted ahead of Wayne Gretzky? Ouch.
No kidding, eh?
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
because I had Gretzky.
The Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds
Yeah.
drafted him.
Sault Ste. Marie.
Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah.
Pardon my French.
I know.
Literally.
Oh, believe me. I play golf also with. There's a lot of Canadians here this time of year, and it's like, I struggle with the French. They're talking in French. I'm sitting there, I don't understand a word of them. So I asked them, what are words in French, that I could scream when they hit their ball. So
Mitch just stands there and
bite,
says, "Really, beaucoup,
bite is one of them. Bite more.
Sacre bleu."
I have to say that I'm as tolerant as I can be about it. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
I'm about to say that I live in Canada.
Guys? Nothing.
Let's see.
So are the training guys, are they playing today or no?
Some of them will be if they were traded early enough in the day. I mean, I think that's why the trade deadline's at 3:00, so they can finalize the deals and get these guys into their new digs. But there's a few more games that I'm looking at for today. I like Philly on the puck line against San Jose. Washington -1.5 against Winnipeg. I just think both of those teams are way over who they're playing. I like Dallas at even money against Carolina. It's like Rod said, Carolina's not going to start an emergency goalie again, and both their top two goalies, both Carolina's top two goalies are injured right now. So I'll take Dallas at even money and -1.5 at +240. I'll take St. Louis on the puck line against Chicago. So like you said before the show, I don't know how trading Robin Leonard, who's your number one goalie, for Malcolm Subban is going to make you better, but the only time will tell if that's actually going to happen. I like Nashville -1.5 against Ottawa, and Florida +105 against Arizona.
All right. We'll move it on to the NBA. Got the Raptors and the Bucks tonight. Big one. And, the Bucks did not play well last night. It was kind of like they were looking forward to this game. And it's a big one for them. But it is back-to-back road games. We got also the Lakers and the Pelicans. I think this is a good one, too. Celtics and the Blazers. We got the Warriors and the Kings. The Pacers and the Hornets. And I wonder what the get-in price on that baby is. And Denver against Detroit. Chris, anything there that says, I really got to go bet this?
The three games that I'm looking at, I like Toronto +1 against Milwaukee. Just catching Milwaukee on a back-to-back road games. Toronto's been really good at home. I'm a little bit concerned because they've had issues stepping up against the bigger teams, but they've won 16 of their last 17, so I think they're going to carry that momentum into this one. In that game, I also like the under 230.5. I think this is a playoff game type atmosphere. I think it's going to be the first to maybe 105 wins. I think it's going to be very tight. I like the Thunder -7 against Chicago Bulls. It just goes back to OKC playing really well against the number on the road, and I'm not backing Chicago against most teams in the NBA, so I'll take OKC -7. And I like Boston -5 against Portland. I'm still not trying to get near Portland without Lillard in the lineup, and I think Boston's just playing way better right now, especially after coming so close to beating the Lakers last time out. I think they're going to come out with a chip on their shoulder here, so I'll take Boston.
How about you, Rod?
Give me the Lakers -8. I think the Lakers will beat the Pelicans today. It's not one of those -14, so give me the Lakers -8. Give me the Raptors on the money line. I think they outright beat the Bucks today. Raptors are at home. They're waiting. They've been waiting. They'll definitely be up for this game. Give me OKC -7, and give me the Kings -6 over the Warriors. Those are the 4 games I like today.
Yeah, it's an interesting card for sure. I mean, just there's some good ones there. I mean, the Warriors. What are these guys doing at this point? The Pistons and the Nuggets. I mean, that just smells like a beatdown, right? I mean, that could be like one of the worst beatings of the year.
We have with Detroit on the back-to-back too.
Oh,
He.
I mean, that one's gonna get ugly. That one's gonna be real bad. But we do have college hoops tonight, of course. And we're rounding into our final weeks of college basketball. It's February 25th, and that means there are 4 days left. We got the leap year this year, so we get extra day of sports this year.
And it's a Saturday.
Well, I mean, it
No, what I'm saying it's an
kind of
extra day
doesn't
of
really
full on.
matter. It's just February has an extra
Fine.
day. Is really what that means. But saying in the year, we get an extra day. So it's a big one for us. I I don't think anyone does more with an extra day than we do. So it's extra puck dogs. Extra. Some interesting ones here. So I was doing the videos yesterday, and I have my iPad is the way you guys have probably seen me have the iPad in my hand and and stuff when I'm doing the videos. And so, I'm just scrolling through and I'm doing them like literally one after another. Like boom, 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 boom. I missed Texas A&M Kentucky completely. It's not like the other day where I did the video and then I just forgot to process it. I mean, I just skipped it. It's just a straight. I scrolled. I was on Michigan State, Iowa. Went to Auburn, Ole Miss. Went straight to Dayton, George Mason over Texas A&M Kentucky or something. I don't know. I like Kentucky in that one. They're rolling right now. Texas A&M has been really good in the SEC, but as Rod likes Kansas, I'm a Kentucky guy, and I like Kentucky in this one.
I like the over in that game. Over 129. That seems really low. I really like the over in that game.
Anything else here that looks exciting? The other one I like is Bowling Green against Akron. This thing's dropped from 1.5 to a pick'em, full 1.5 with 56% of the public on the Zips. Bowling Green might be the better team here.
I think so too. I like Bowling Green on the money line.
I think they got a shot to go. The MAC really comes down to 3 teams this year. It's Buffalo, it's Akron, and Bowling Green. One of those 3 teams is going to the dance, and I'm not going to be surprised if it's any of them. I mean, there's none of them that would surprise me. If it's anyone but those 3, I'd be shocked. I just think that for somebody to make a run like Kent State or something, you'd have to go through those 3, at least 2 of those 3 to make it. That is a tall order for anyone, even guys outside the MAC. Look at this, Bowling Green beat Cincinnati this year. Buffalo, they're the ones that beat DePaul when they were running wild. Akron, I mean, the Zips. What more you gotta say? Chris, Mississippi State, Alabama for you? Anything going on there?
That's one of the ones I actually had on my board. I like Alabama +4. I just think that Alabama can keep up with the offense. I think they're averaging well over 80 points a game this season. I know Mississippi State's been tough at home, but I just think Alabama can shoot themselves back into it. So I think it's going to be easily a 2 or 3 point game. So I'll take Alabama.
I can see that happening.
I like Duke -11 against Wake Forest.
All day.
Even on the road, Duke's just a different animal, and they're gonna. This is gonna be easily 20, 25 point game. I think Duke wins this. This could be over by halftime.
Yeah, Duke doesn't lose back-to-backers too often.
Yeah, and I like Buffalo -1 against Ohio. I just like the way Buffalo's been playing. I know the defense is always an issue.
Down to a pick 'em on this one. It was.
Okay, then I like Buffalo and pick 'em.
Buffalo was +1.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I saw the wrong line. Either way, I like Buffalo and pick them against Ohio. I just don't see Ohio scoring enough to keep up.
How about you, Rod? Do you like Memphis today? Any chance? I do.
I looked at it and I was like, I like a whack of dogs
Four and a
today.
half just seems
I like.
way too
I think
many
if you just,
points.
I think you just look at the card today and you take all dogs. I think you come out ahead.
I think so too, but I think that in that one though, I particularly like the dog. I think there's some spots where are tougher than others. I like a lot of dogs on the card. I like NC State. I like Memphis. I like a lot of
Yeah.
those. But at the same time, I like some of these favorites as well. I don't like Tulane under any circumstance.
Well, no.
I mean, you think Baylor is going to lay down against Kansas State at home? I mean, I'm not sure about that either.
I don't think so. I think Baylor comes out and revenges their loss on the weekend, and they're gonna be angry.
What year did you place your very first bet? Wow, I have no idea. I couldn't even tell you.
Oh,
Yeah, the other game on the board that kind of caught my eye was TCU Iowa State. 77% on Iowa State, and the lines drop point to TCU.
TCU's major suckage on the road.
They are.
Major suckage.
Yeah, that's going off the boards. Never mind.
I'll stick with TCU. They're still 5-0 straight up their last five versus Iowa State. And Iowa State, ever since they lost their lead guy for the year, they've been suckage. So give me TCU on the money line today.
You can have
I
them.
think okay. Just like Texas yesterday.
Free of charge.
I like Iowa plus the 8.5 against Michigan State. Spread knowledge all over Michigan State in this one, but I don't care. Iowa's 16-8-3 against the number this season. 7-3 straight up in their last 10. Michigan State, everyone's still waiting for them to fire, man. Waiting for them to fire. It's like I'm gonna be waiting even longer. Maybe it happens in the tournament, but it ain't happening now. I mean, if Michigan State gets knocked out in the first round of the tournament, is anyone surprised this year? I mean, they're going to be way overseeded.
I think the last I saw in the projections was a 5 seed.
Yeah, exactly. Way overrated. How are they a 5? Right? If there's four brackets, right? 4 pieces to the bracket. They're ranked 24th in the country. How are they a 5? I mean, how are they not a 6 or 7? So they'd be in a 12-5 game. So there's the upset, right? First round.
Maybe a Liberty or I don't know. Because the MAC usually gets like the 13 seed.
Who would you like in Bowling Green, Michigan State on a neutral court? You know?
Yeah.
It's like, or Akron or Buffalo or any of those teams. Because we saw the team that, when I saw Michigan State here against Virginia Tech, I mean, it was Virginia Tech lit them up from the 3. I think Buffalo could do the same thing to them. Just put up such a big lead on them that they won't be able to come back on it. How about Davidson LaSalle? Little LaSalle for anyone? There's Robinson Dogs. Is that
give me Davidson? Not taking that.
Except for that.
I took LaSalle.
Of course you did.
I hate Davidson.
Didn't Buffalo beat Michigan State in the tournament like 2 years ago? Or was it last year? Or was it Middle Tennessee State that beat them? I don't know.
So right now, look at that. They have Michigan State as a 5 seed, and they play the winner of NC State, Oklahoma. Right now, projections, because they'd have it says they have it NC State, Oklahoma as a play-in game.
Yeah, but there's a lot of basketball between now and then. You know.
Oh no, I'm just saying, just right now, if you gave me Michigan State in either of those games, I think NC State could beat them. I'm not sure about Oklahoma.
Who are the rest of the 12s? Let's look at the other 12s. You know, because it could be
Liberty, USC, Providence, and Yale.
I like all those 12s against Michigan State. I like all of them except for Liberty. I like Yale against them, especially with the points. I like Providence. Ed Cooley, he's already started coaching for that game.
That might be my favorite Ed Cooley line. He's already started coaching.
He has. Ed Cooley?
I know he has.
It's like Michigan State. Let me get my whiteboard.
He's got a whiteboard for every game of the season, just hangs it up on the wall. He's got the golden board saved for the first round of the tournament.
It's like he's got to wear Sears Tough Skins, pants, because sliding around the floor. All right. Who else do you guys like? Anything on the board, Rod?
I like, give me Northern Illinois plus 3.5 at Eastern Michigan. What else do I like? And then, of course, NC State. Give me NC State plus 2.5 over UNC. NC State is 10-4 ATS this year on the road, and UNC is 3-10 ATS at home. So give me NC State plus 2.5 and on the money line. I like Xavier to beat DePaul today. There's a favorite I like today. Xavier 5-1 ATS their last 6. DePaul's 1-4 ATS their last 5. Give me Xavier -7. I also like give me Ole Miss +9 at Auburn. I think that's too many points there. Ole Miss is 7-2 ATS their last 9. Auburn's 1-4 ATS their last 5. Give me Ole Miss.
Chris, anything else?
No, I'm good for today.
All right. You guys ready for the recap, or anything else you want to talk about?
I'm good for a recap.
Wow. You guys are ready to get out the door, huh? All right. Chris has got a hot date with a breakfast burrito. Let's get rolling.
It's a nice plate of French toast. I don't mess with the with the burritos.
I'm heading out to Kapalua, so I don't even care. It's like I'm sick as a dog. I'm totally congested. I do not care. I'm going to Kapalua. It's probably going to rain, and we got serious trade winds. The 18th hole at Kapalua plays 650. 650. It's like 650 yards, man.
Wow, that's long.
I think the wind is at your back on that, baby. So, if anyone has a chance, Google Kapalua Plantation Course, man. Take a look around. It is beautiful. The Bay Course is also beautiful too. But let's do it, Chris. Talk to me.
Yeah. All right, so I'll give you the games we're going to play in the NHL today. I like Boston on the puck line against Calgary, Vancouver plus 105 against Montreal, the Rangers plus 120 against the Islanders, Philly on the puck line against San Jose, Washington on the puck line against Winnipeg, Dallas at even money line and -1.5 plus 240 against Carolina, St. Louis -1.5 against Chicago, Nashville -1.5 against Ottawa, and Florida at plus 105 against Arizona. We got 2 parlays for hockey today. The first one's a puck line round robin, or you can parlay them all together. All -1.5. Boston, Philadelphia, Washington, St. Louis, Nashville. If you parlay them up, they're plus 4,009, but you can probably go round robin on those. And Moneyline Birdcage, I like the Rangers, Vancouver, Dallas, and Florida at plus 1840. NBA, like Toronto +1 against Milwaukee, and I also like the under 230.5 in that game. OKC -7 against Chicago, Boston -5 against Portland. College hoops, I like Buffalo -1 against Ohio, Duke -11 against Wake Forest, and Alabama +4 against Mississippi State.
Which brings us to Rod.
All right, we're starting the hockey. I like Boston in regulation. Give me the Canucks, the money line over Montreal. I like the Flyers on the puck line as well. Give me Carolina on the money line. Give me the Leafs on the money line. I think they're going to upset Tampa today. The whole world will be on tap after watching the Zamboni thingy. Give me the Rangers on the money line. Give me Washington over the Jets on the puck line. I like the Blues on the puck line. Give me Columbus on the money line over the Wild. Give me the Panthers on the money line. And I like the Oilers on the puck line. For me, my puck line parlay of the day is give me the Flyers on the puck line, Blues on the puck line, Oilers on the puck line. And then my three-way birdcage. Give me the Panthers, Columbus, and the Rangers. NBA, I like the Lakers -8. Give me the Raptors +2 and on the money line. I like OKC -7, and I like the Kings -6. College hoops, give me NC State +2.5. Give me Kentucky and Texas A&M over 129. I like Ole Miss +9. I like Xavier -7. Bowling Green on the money line. Northern Illinois +3.5. I like Buffalo on the money line. I like TCU +2 over Iowa State. For me, my 3-team college basketball birdcage, give me North Carolina State +2.5. Kentucky, Texas A&M over 129. And Buffalo on the money line.
Can you repeat your hockey picks? I guess there was a connection issue. So just quickly.
Okay. Boston in regulation, Canucks money line, Flyers puck line, Carolina money line, Leafs money line, Rangers money line, Capitals puck line, Blues on the puck line, Columbus money line, Panthers money line, Oilers puck line. Puck line parlay, Leafs, Blues, Oilers, three-way birdcage, Panthers, Columbus, the Rangers.
A lot of information there from Rod. A lot of information. Anyways, I got the 3-team money line birdcage, and it's going to be NC State at +120, Memphis +165, Iowa +300. I'm going to throw Bowling Green in there with them as well on the money line and round robin those. I'm doing a birdcage. Anyways, this is our symbol for birdcage. All right.
I can't find one. I got a couple of people on the hunt for looking for an old-fashioned birdcage.
So we can say, and my birdcage is. I'll send you a stack of the cards of the Pick Dogs cards, and you could, or you can order them up, and then you can say, and my birdcage for today is, and pick the card out of the birdcage, out of the birdcage, and hold it up and say, my birdcage for today is.
Fold it up like one of those cranes.
Yeah, and then just plug it out of the birdcage. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That would be cool.
It's a lot. This is the creative process.
This is going through. Thinking about the theatrics.
People say, "What do you guys do?" This is what we do. It's so what I get this question all the time. You can only imagine. It's like I don't really have the most common job in the world, right? And then people see I have this nice house, I play golf every day, I have all these things, right? Surf. It's like, what do you do again? People ask me all the time. What do you do? It's like, well, today we talked about Rod wants to get an antique bird cage, and we're going to get cards. We're going to put him in the bird cage. He's going to pull the card out and say, my bird cage. And then Chris and I are going to be on the sidelines. We put Rod in the middle, and Chris and I are on the sidelines doing this in the side corners. It's like, and how do you make money again? How do you do this? What are you guys doing? It's like, how many people watch this crap? It's like, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow. It's a pretty good card for Wednesday. There's always a good NBA card on Wednesday. I'm going to guess it'll be a lighter. Let me see what Randy has to say. Our scheduler, Randy Chambers, says 3 hockey tomorrow, 35 college basketball. South Carolina, Georgia, those two teams hate each other's guts. A lot of kind of just games. LSU, Florida, rematch of that one from the last time at LSU was that last second buzzer beater type thing, but then it didn't count. Ooh, Chattanooga, VMI. Run, don't walk.
Okay, I got to find a betting window to rush to for that.
Rod, are you camping out for the Missouri-Vandy game?
Totally. Give me Missouri.
What's the get-in price of that one? All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. And have a great day. We appreciate you.